All right, we're gonna call the Highwood City Council meeting to order. It's Tuesday, September 20th. It is 7:50 in the evening. Sorry for starting a little late. Roll call, please.
Alderman Brisk.
Here.
Albert.
Here.
Fetterman.
Here.
Fiore. Peterson. Slavin.
Here. All right. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First on the agenda is review of the minutes. I get a motion to approve 3.1, which is the September 6th minutes, please.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 3.2 is the committee of the whole from September 6th, 2016. If I get a motion for that one, please.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, no appointments this evening. Warrant list, we went through that in the pre-session. A couple things were explained, I think, but other than that, everything was approved, correct? And we have the final payment for the streets, is that correct?
For the capital projects, capital projects.
Good. Successful event.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion, do I have a second?
I'll second. Fetterman to date.
Alderman Fetterman, and then we'll do roll call, please.
Alderman Albert.
Yes.
Fetterman.
Yes.
Slavin.
Yes.
Brisk.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next on the agenda is public input. If you would like to address the council at this time for items not on the agenda, this would be the time to do it. Yes, sir.
Leonard Ascenzi, owner of Buffalo's Restaurant. I was here 2 weeks ago talking about the art fair, and it was said to me that it needed to be a 14-day notice to blocking off Sheridan Road and Waukegan Avenue and Highwood Avenue. 14-day notice, a proper notice. We received a notice exactly 14 days before, and they had on there Sheridan Road be closed from Highwood Avenue to Walker Avenue. And I brought this to Eric's attention, Scott's attention, and was going to Walker Avenue. And they didn't get proper notice for all the businesses in town. You know that. It was an error on their part, but when she already laid this thing out, when I brought this to her attention, she had the thing laid out. She only had it laid out to like from Walker to Webster, only using from Walker to Webster, laying out the thing, she only using maybe 10 vendors possibly. And she's closing down that street all the way to Walker. And from day one, I said this wasn't good. And I just bring this attention again because this thing's not a very good event to have closing down the street, and then 2 weeks later we're closing down the street for Pumpkin Fest. This ain't good for the business. A lot of businesses won't come up here because they know nothing will get done. So I came back here again to talk to maybe to talk to her to confine it all, leave it at one area. I mean, I don't know how our area inherits all these functions and outings. Why don't we put them on Green Bay Road, different areas? Why don't you put them on between 22 Prairie Avenue and Highwood Avenue? You've got a big area. You're not disrupting a lot of businesses only on one side. Why do we always get them? Why is it always our side? You know?
Thank you for the comments, and since the last meeting, we've also tried to work a little more with the starting artists. I would say that there were definitely some things where they probably dropped the ball on. We tried to talk to them about starting to inform businesses back on August 8th, and they certainly didn't get any notices out until right before their designated time as approved by permit. So they certainly
putting the
Stage.
stage right, so there's no event going past Bufo's now.
There's no event going past Sandy's.
Sandy's,
Well, that's
so
good.
Sandy's. So then if you're blocking off a street to,
That's what
when they're blocking off the whole street, can they block
Have
right
we
up to
seen-
there? Can they still come, people still come and park right there?
Have you seen this?
Will that still be,
Yes, not with the specific.
Where's the traffic go? Just put up to, the
yeah,
streets.
there's no
goes up.
place to make a U-turn, except your parking lot.
Right, can't we do it to?
I'm closing it.
For that?
I'm closing it off.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
If they go past that.
And say, what if it didn't go past your lot?
Well, and we do have, something additional because of our discussion. They're gonna have a person posted by that stage to allow cars that are trying to get into that parking lot to go in and out.
But they're gonna go,
If there's only not as many vendors, I mean, why, I just don't know why.
They should, if they
Bring it
could
up to the parking
squeeze
lot,
it and
so
go up to
people-
Waukegan so they can.
Squeeze it between his lot and Walker. I don't know.
we just go
Because
down.
the difference, the amount of, how many spaces do you have? You're talking like 5, 6 spaces between Walker, right, and going up to Sandy's.
At most.
Not even,
Park spaces
no, spaces
no,
that they have
for
for
booths.
vendors.
for,
It
booths,
could be 10,
booths,
15.
maybe 10.
Oh, that's the layout.
No, that's just maps now. Yeah.
Because on the other side of the street, you can
But there's
squeeze
just,
them all in.
yeah, there's your two-way.
There's no- I remember her last festival here, she spread them out. Like you have a lot of space between each vendor.
The spaces for the vendors, the reason for the spaces for the vendors is to keep those business.
Yeah, but not on the other side of the street. On the west side.
They have cars there.
They're all the way right next to each other? It's marked out on the street, isn't it?
It's marked on the street. You can
All right,
see
we
it.
go check it.
So there are spots for like the driveway into the parking lot, things like that.
Driving into what parking lot?
It's a, Lenny's parking lot.
Well, no, there's no, it doesn't go that far.
It does.
According to layout, it doesn't.
According to markings on the street.
So it stops at, right at 417.
Chief, when we were out there, do you remember?
It seemed to run all the way down, where it was marked out.
Not all the way down, but past the parking.
Yeah, past your parking lot.
We can confirm that.
Yeah, let's find out, because if they don't, I mean, they mark them, doesn't mean they actually have people there though either.
Lenny, there were markings past your
Well, I
parking lot.
think what you're finding out is that the lack of communication is unacceptable.
Oh, it was not a great event. I don't wanna say anything being supportive of how they run this event, but at the same time, I don't know that we can necessarily cancel this.
No, I agree. I think we're kind of
I
stuck.
agree with what
We
I'm
made a
saying.
big mistake.
Yeah, and especially per what Lenny's saying, 2 weeks prior to the other event, I think the timing was,
That's such a
not-
nice presentation.
I didn't think about, I know myself, and I apologize, I wasn't thinking about the timing of the 2 events being so close to one another. I was thinking about the opportunity to have an additional event. Had I put 2 and 2 together, I mean,
I think we all did that.
yeah.
It was back in December. So we'll find out what, Scott can find out exactly what they have going north of Walker up to Webster, see if they can consolidate down.
Yeah, and see what we can do to,
I mean, east of the stage south.
Mhm.
I mean, they could probably put the stage at the corner of Walker and Waukegan.
It's great, they got out there.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You could push that a little bit, see what he comes back with. Anyone else wishing?
So, you can just say anything for like 2 minutes or something, that's about Highwood?
Sure.
Alright.
that's not on the agenda.
Yeah, it's not on the agenda.
Alright.
It's 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, 3 minutes.
So, you guys know about PCP and utility poles? Creosote?
What?
So, it's
Wait,
like
can you get your name real quick, please?
Sure, Jagger Davis. So like, the United States, like one of the biggest, like, kinda like, disses to the whole of humanity, that, 60% of the wooden telephone poles are dipped in PCP. And, it's like, you can look it up right now, is your power company trying to kill you, like on Google or whatever, or whenever, for like utility pole PCP. They're literally dipped in that, and there's no, warning signs on them. And, it's like they radiate, and it's like basically the fourth most dangerous chemical known to man, created by man, and it radiates odorlessly. And it's in every city, and it's just kind of like bringing it up that it falls from the pole over 60 years because it like lasts that long. So that strong of a chemical, it like lasts 60 years and kills off funguses. And they put them up 6 years ago when telephone poles were created, and now it's like the end of it. And just to like bring that into perspective, that it's like workers that work at the facilities are known to get like diseases, and just like it's sort of like drinking like contaminated water over time. It's just like stupid. And it's just for you guys to know, it's not even, it's like most of the United States doesn't know about it, but like because the government hasn't really shown citizens any warning signs or anything, but 90 countries, including Canada and like all these countries all over the world, in 2015 banned it because they're like, this is so stupid. How did no one know about this? The United States though is like, we're gonna keep using it because it's cheap, and no one knows about this, so we're gonna just slide it under the door because it's cheap and we're making money. And this is like, so yeah, Hollywood can like just like do something like that. Whatever.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, there has to be some kind of chemicals to keep that wood from,
Yeah.
from rotting for as long as it does.
Never thought of it.
Yeah, and
You can
creosote.
smell it, and they put it in.
Creosote is like 50% weaker. And then there's like all these eco poles being made in like Switzerland of like completely chemicalless poles, and that's like what the future is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's see here. Anyone else wishing to address the, yes?
Lynette Perkins, can I just ask a question about the art fair thing?
Sure.
Is there any reason that the space behind, let's say Nightingale on up, like behind Bocce and all that for art fairs? is
The
that-
Metro line?
Huh?
The Metro line?
Yeah, the Metro and the thing, is that any reason that the art fairs can't be set up there? People still park on the street, still visit all the restaurants, et cetera, and then walk right across the street to the art fair? I mean, is there any reason that that can't be used? Is that the Metro lot or is that ours?
It's.
The whole,
We could have those set up there, I think with this application specifically. They previously tried out another area in town in Efforts Park, and they came in with their application and said, this only specifically works for us if it's on Sheridan Road. And they provided the streets in the area, and at that point, that's what was approved. So.
well, I'm not necessarily talking
But
about this
you're correct,
instance.
it could happen.
Yeah,
They
But
could be
in
set
the
up.
future, could that be marketed as a great place to have walking space and art fair? It would be great, you get people getting off the train, blah, blah, blah. And then you walk across the street on either side and you go eat and have a grand time. I mean, and then there's no parking issue and there's,
And no, you're suggesting like, should they come back next year and ask? That might be a very good alternative location.
or do they, I don't mean this in a bad way, but do they dictate to us?
No.
No.
I mean.
They ask, they suggest an area that they would like to go to, and then we take it under consideration. This particular one, we
Did the wrong decision.
yeah, we made the wrong decision back in December.
But I think and have things on both sides there, I mean, like, you know,
We're-
especially this
yeah,
is
we're not
not the
questioning
Port
that.
Clinton Art Fair.
No doubt we wish we could change it now, but you are right. In the future, we will consider pushing them elsewhere. Thank
Or
you.
making it attractive for them elsewhere, not so much
That's
pushing
true.
them with all due respect, but,
Yeah.
you know, making it attractive for them and point out the pluses of doing that. I mean, that space is just, you know, you drive through, I mean,
Yeah, it's a big open area, that's for sure. Be safe.
just a suggestion.
Good one.
Thank you, though, good one. Thank you, Mrs. Perkins. Anyone else?
I like that idea.
I think they
For
used
this-
to have it there a while, I think like a garage sale or a rummage sale.
The rummage sale took place over on Green Bay by the firehouse. That one? The weekend where?
There was one there, but a long time ago, before you used to put it in the,
That
right,
was
we
in
should
the
say.
rec center, wasn't it?
Before the rec center, there was one before you were talking about.
All right, over here. So we'll move on into the next item on the agenda, once I get this computer working.
Can I have like 20 seconds? Same topic.
Of the, your topic?
Yeah.
Once we have 20 seconds.
Alright, so the odorless chemical, fourth strongest known to man, it radiates within like 10 to and when they're freshly put up, it's like odorlessly, and it gets caught on you like bonfire smoke, but you can't smell it, and it's like the fourth strongest chemical. So like, it's not really apocalyptic, but when you park your car somewhere or something, or like you walk your baby with a stroller, with like all these fibers around and shiz, and your clothing or something, you don't want to stand next to them for very long, because then it like bonfire
It falls
smoke.
off the poles.
For sure, yeah.
Mayor's report. 7.1, presentation by ComEd on their upcoming smart meter programs. Mr. Bombi.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, City Council, Scott. Thank you for having us here tonight. My name is Darren Bounty. I'm the External Affairs Manager from ComEd for Highwood. And tonight I brought with me Dave Doherty. He's a Director of Meter Deployment at ComEd for a presentation on meter deployment here in the city.
Thank you for giving us the time tonight. Important topic for ComEd and a very exciting time for ComEd to be out installing smart meters. We're third year of this program, approaching 2.7 million meters installed out of 4.2 million that we'll ultimately do across northern Illinois. What we're really doing is replacing the electric meters in everyone's home and businesses. And the meter behaves very similar to the meter that's currently on the home. Pass it around, other than it has a radio inside that communicates with ComEd 2 ways. And the reason we're doing this, there was a law passed in 2011 in the Illinois General Assembly asking ComEd or requiring ComEd to make certain investments in smart grid and smart grid technologies, including smart meters. This is improved reliability, but it's also to help keep our rates low, as low as possible, by reducing our costs. The smart meters themselves will, once fully deployed, will offer over $100 million in operational savings that ComEd can then turn back to our customers in keeping our rates low. So
Or getting rid of the poles. Burying all the electrical.
Oh, yeah, very much would be great.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that.
You know, you went. Go ahead, sorry.
The meters also collect half-hour energy usage information that we then give to our customers for their use so that they can help manage their costs and sign up for programs like text alerts for high energy usage. We have a program, 150,000 of our customers signed up for. It's a voluntary program called Peak Time Savings. We've given back $1.2 million to those customers over the last 2 years. So been very successful. In Highwood, we have 1,924 meters that we need to exchange. We'll be doing that in the month of November. Prior to that, we'll send out 3 separate communications to your residents, letting them know that ComEd's coming. Staged about a month apart, it's like 90, 60, 30 days, and then finally we'll have a phone call the week before that we're planning to come out and install the meters. We want to work with public safety on, there are folks out there that portray themselves as ComEd, so we want to be clear that when we're in the neighborhood, we're going to have marked vehicles and photo IDs for all our installers. Our installers will never ask for money, they'll never ask to come inside unless the meter happens to be inside. And if customers want to make an appointment, we have a dedicated number that they can call and make appointments. Just real quickly, I know you're running behind, a photo of what the vehicle looks like, so it is clearly marked. A contractor, Corex, that's that around?
You guys can see this.
Yeah, good.
You could maybe post a picture of that on the website so people know.
Like I said, we're very excited about the program. It's providing a lot of value to our customers. And with that, the one thing, we do have customers that aren't real fans of the smart meter that have refused the smart meter. We do have a program for customers to refuse. It does cost $21.53 a month to refuse, but that's the cost of us still sending a meter reader out to read the meter and maintaining dual systems for billing purposes. That had a sunset clause to it. We did just file an extension on that in response to concerns that customers raised. We are gonna, in 2020, then also work towards permanent solutions, pathways towards solutions that allow customers to permanently refuse the meter if they so choose.
Quick question, just out of curiosity, you mentioned cost savings. Do you have any idea what that means to a customer?
For a customer, there's certain costs that go into the program, and then there's cost savings that reduce. So we did a business case as part of this whole process. We're going to end up spending over the course of 20 years about $2 billion, which is going to generate about $4 billion in total savings. And so netting about $2 billion. When you talk about that per customers, it gets hard to track with, there's other factors that influence the electric bill, including the actual energy and electricity. Right now those costs are down. So since beginning of this program, we continue to see our electric bills, the average electric bills remain flat. But at the same time, ComEd's making additional investments in these reliability improvements, not just the smart meters.
And bearing cable.
And bearing the power.
Good. And this is gonna start your notification and communication start in November?
The notification process is actually starting now.
Okay.
And the installs will start in November.
What's the average time for an install in somebody's house? Technicians there for what?
The paperwork takes more time than the actual exchange of the meter typically. So as long as there's no problems, depending on the meter fitting, you may not even lose power. And some older fittings, it is required that there's gonna be a short power outage, but it's less than a minute typically.
And notifications will come via mail.
They'll come via mail, and there's one inside the bill, there's a separate letter, and then there's a phone call, the final notification of the phone call.
Just because we've got so many rental units, if landlords get it versus, I guess whoever billed maybe is,
Should we send out a city email too? And post on the website?
realize, so there's no question, so as soon as we can, if there's issues.
All right. Good. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank
this
you.
evening. Appreciate it. Okay. Jumping right down the agenda, committee reports, treasurer's report. No.
Treasurer Gonzalez could not make it tonight, so I did review the treasurer's report and we'll take any questions. I think the most positive news to report on the July treasurer's report is we do look like we're gonna come in under budget on our overall fire department salaries. So there were some changes back and forth with losing some employees just prior to paying some overtime costs versus going over to Highland Park a couple weeks early. But overall, we're gonna do very well in that department.
If I get a motion to approve the treasurer's report, please.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Okay, roll call. Yeah, roll call.
Alderman Faber,
Yes.
Fetterman,
Yes.
Slavin,
Yes.
Rice.
Yes.
All right. Jumping down to new business, 12.1, see that we have a consideration of a resolution approving the ARC recommendation for 317 Waukegan Ave. I get a motion for 12.1 then, please.
I'll make a motion to approve 12.1.
Second?
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yes.
I could have counted those. Opposed? Motion passes. 12.2, consideration of an ordinance authorizing a redevelopment agreement between the city of Highwood and Highwood Property Investors LLC for the property at 546 Green Bay Road, comprising a part of the downtown TIF development project area of the city of Highwood, Lake County, Illinois. So this is for the 28 units up on the old corner of Aqualot. If I get a motion to approve this, please.
I'll make the motion to waive first reading and approve as read.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any comments on this one, Scott, that you can think of, or any of us want to have comments? Seems like a pretty good development.
Yeah, 28
Very good
units, and
development, actually.
it really follows our transit-oriented development plan. So it's another 28 units to look forward to moving
Yeah.
forward.
Should be good, and they have a couple of really good developments that they've done in Libertyville or are currently working on too. So they are a local development company. second, roll call, please.
Alderman Ballhorn,
Yes.
Rice,
Yes.
Slavin,
Yes.
Fetterman.
Yes.
Trying to read, get one of my glasses. 12.3, consideration of a motion authorizing the city manager to execute the First Amendment to the City of Highwood snow removal and salt application agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Again, this year, we're gonna have a firm, a third party, do all, now it's gonna do all of the, snow removal in our city.
Except the sidewalks.
Except the sidewalks, correct, which we'll have our own guys do here. They did a great job, so we'll see if they can do another great job this year. Motion second. Probably roll call this one. Money.
Alderman Ballhorn,
Yes.
Slavin,
Yes.
Fetterman,
Yes.
Rice.
Yes.
Great. 12.4, consideration of motion agreeing to the amendment for fee structure for Klein, Thorpe, and Jenkins legal fees. If I get a motion, waive first reading? No? Just a motion. Just a motion.
Make that motion?
Second.
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Alderman Fetterman,
Yes.
Rice,
Yes.
Slavin,
Yeah.
Ballhorn,
Yes.
Last thing under new business is 12.5. It's a consideration of an ordinance authorizing disposal of surplus property owned by the city of Highwood. If I get a motion to,
Make that motion, waive first reading and approve?
I'll second it.
motion and second,
Scott, no problem.
yeah, what do we get rid of here?
We are getting rid of 2 old refrigerators from the rec center that are gonna be sold to the Bocce Club.
Okay,
They're no longer utilized by the Parks and Rec Center.
good. Motion, second, roll call, please.
Alderman Ballhorn,
Yes.
Rice,
Yes.
Fetterman,
Yes.
Slavin.
Yes.
Okay. That concludes, this evening. I think we do have reason to go into executive session pursuant to,
would be 2C1 for personnel, 2C5 for the acquisition of property, and 2C21 for the approval of closed session minutes.
okay. So, the city council will leave, and, there's no other action items on the agenda. The only thing when we do come back from executive session will be a motion to adjourn. Everyone is welcome to stay to prove us right, but that'll probably be about 10-15 minutes.
Can I just ask a question? Oh, just a quickie.
Sure.
It's not that bad.
That's not that bad, no pain.
You're moving your neck like, uh-oh.
No, I can't see you.
When do we have the option of, knowing about if the city's going to allow us to opt out of this program? Or is the city gonna send out anything to the citizens to see if they have an option of accepting this or not?
I think what you need to do is, I believe, Scott, it's not our program,
It's not a city
it's
program.
handled by the state.
It's handled by the
Comment.
state, and I believe it's regulated by the ICC, so I can certainly provide you information if you wanna, contact me tomorrow, I can certainly get.
And the gentleman
I
left
mean,
too.
cause other communities with home rule have opted out, so I just didn't know, there was no place on this agenda this evening for any public comment, so.
Because there's no action taken by the council at all, we're being informed just like you were for this particular event. We can't approve or deny it, they're just telling us this is what's happening.
He did mention that there was an opt-out.
There is
An
definitely an
opt-out.
opt-out, you do not have to do it. What was the,
2250,
21, 54, 53, that'll be an extra charge if you choose not to go with.
So you do that to ComEd?
Yes.
Yes, it'd be to comment. So I guess when they send you a letter and they make calls to your house, is what I gather,
You would opt out.
you would just let them know that you do not wish to have it done at that time.
So they send you something asking you if you want it or you don't want it?
I don't think they're asking you, I think they're telling you they're coming to do it. I don't know.
All of those types of items, I could work with you and the ComEd representatives tomorrow and get you the proper individuals with either ComEd or if you would prefer the ICC, to really answer any of those, types of questions that you have as to exactly how that's structured or works, so I can give you a call tomorrow on that.
I don't wish to be rude, but I was given the honor of speaking Highland Park, Lake Forest, and Lake Bluff at the same time when the ComEd representative came to talk about smart meters. And each time, public comments were made after the ComEd representative spoke.
Okay.
He told you what he wanted to tell you. At least I can leave with you what smart meters are all about, and if you are going to install them or permit them to be installed in your community, their fire, their health, and their safety issues. Very important, and I'm going to leave also a booklet with the mayor and also with the city manager telling all about the problem with smart meters. And I also have a copy of my speech, which I did not allow me to give.
Didn't know you wanted to give it.
Smart meters.
Thank you.
And I have a copy for each one. And the person said, I'm the one that opted out in Lake Bluff. I'm the one that got Lake Forest and Lake Bluff. They all sent the proposals to ComEd. They are the ones that made ComEd consider the option of opting out for those communities. Lake Forest, Lake Bluff has done it, Burr Ridge has done it. Now, Highwood should do it too. You can do it, you can opt out, you can send your proposal. And I gave you the proposal on the back of my comments that Lake Bluff did a very strong proposal that was enacted in the United States and sent to ComEd, asking for the community to have a permanent opt-out for their residents. And the only reason he mentioned about going to the ICC is because it's not because of people opting out. It's because Lake Bluff and Lake Forest, very strong communities right above where you are, they insisted on an opt-out because they had many, many customers. When they learned what smart meters were and the dangers of smart meters, they said, we don't want them. And they bombarded City Hall in Lake Forest and the village of Lake Bluff and said, we don't want them. And the draft was given then to ComEd. And I will give everybody a copy of my speech that I was going to give tonight, and you can see exactly why smart meters are very, very, very dangerous, privacy issue, and they do spark on all the homes throughout the community to a central place, and the radiation, and I have people I know who are severely affected by smart meters. You just have to be in the house a little bit with them, they can't stand them, they get sick. And we had a radiologist discuss smart meters at Lake Forest, and this radiologist says it's dangerous as can be. She knows about the RF radiation waves of the microwaves of the smart meters, and they are not safe for the community. I'm going to give the police chief one too, because the police chief will have to deal with fires, not really with fires, but with community safety issues and breaking in, because they can hack the systems and everything. So I will give the police department these two. Now, look over what I gave you carefully. You can write the same proposal that Lake Bluff did and send it to ComEd. And because the ComEd is not a matter of money. They are not making money, they're charging customers more in Lake Forest and Lake Bluff after they sign on for it. Oh, thank you very much that I had my say, and that you gave me the opportunity to speak about smart meters as I've done in the other communities. Thank you very much. Nancy Thorner is my name.
Oh, thank you, that's what we're gonna ask you.
Good.
What was your name
And
again?
Nancy Thorner is at the top.
Oh.
Okay. And I've written lots of articles in the papers.
So does that mean that Highland Park and Lake Forest residents are not receiving the meters at all?
Oh, yes, Highwood and Lake Bluff are, yes, but we can opt out. But they asked for the proposal that you will see, they drafted it. So they asked ComEd if they could have the opt-out permanent made. We think they're just stalling. We think they're trying to pacify the people, so the people don't want them, who don't want them are just going to forget about it by 2022. This is how ComEd operates. What they want, they get. In fact, they even bribe the legislators so they can get laws passed and things of that sort, so they can get their will and work their will. Their tentacles spread to everything in Lake Forest, in Chicago, to the different boards that they're on, politically, very close, the lobbyists and everything else. And it's, well, not good for Highwood, and following the lead of Lake Forest and Lake Bluff, you should talk to them and see what they say about smart meters, because they did.
Mayor Ruth?
They sent the proposal.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
We have the opportunity for people to come forward in our agenda. This was at the beginning of the agenda, I think.
It was before the
I think it preceded, comments presentation, correct?
Correct.
There was an option on agenda items too, how much again,
Oh, there is an option, and when they say they're gonna send out those messages, good luck to you, because in Lake Bluff, we never got them 3 months ahead of time and 2 months ahead of time. All of a sudden, they got one of them, and then they showed up at the door, and that was about it. So they're not following the protocol either, and they could easily be brought to task for that. They're not following what they're supposed to do.
Thank you, Ms.
Is that time to speak for a minute?
No,
No.
sorry.
And
The
also,
meeting's almost over.
another thing that nobody ever.
Session.
The
Please,
people don't really
ma'am.
know that there's an opt-out because they don't tell them
Make
come
a
in.
motion to go into
And so the
executive
people
session.
suddenly find that there's an opt-out only through people telling them. Otherwise, ComEd just comes and says, we're gonna install your meters as if it has to be
roll call.
done, and never any mention of the installation or the
Yes.
opt-out unless they are told. So that is kind of devious too.
Yes.
All right, we're going to executive session. As I stated, we will be back in 15 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes, could be longer, for an adjournment. Motion to.
Motion to reconvene?
Thank you. Second?
Second. Oh, third, fourth.
Fairman, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are back in session. Last thing on the agenda is adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Eric, do you want to